prefer Monster or Dragon?
Monster.
Monster or Prime? Have you had Prime? Have you tried Prime?
Yeah, I kept that in the fridge thinking that I'm going to have it after weigh-ins, but I never had none of that.
Must try it. But I think there's a difference in terms of the one that we have over here versus the one that, because there's two almost. There's the energy drink and there's the hydration drink. So
I don't know. I like you get it for free there, but I actually like was greedy because I took like
a lot.
A lot and put in my fridge and say, ish, you know, when you are so thirsty and you are doing you are cutting weight, everything looks like, you know, you can have it.
Like, yeah, you tell yourself, like, yo, after I want this, I want
that, but all you need is carbohydrates and a lot of water, that's it. And
it's the same with, like, when you're hungry. Like, you know, when you're hungry, it's like when you're starving, you're just like, you know what?
Yeah, when the food is presented to you, you might not even finish it. It is what it is.
It's one of those.
It's and also like with the hydration stuff that they give you there, like you're already, what do you call it? Yeah, like it's a lot of like hydration, man. Like 4 or 5 bottles.
They give you a lot of stuff, ne?
Yeah, for hydration.
Specifically.
Yes. So like you spend more time having that than anything. Then you have your food
rather than food, ne?
Yeah, but they gave me the food. I didn't eat that. I had to order my egusi.
It's true.
Egusi, you know egusi?
Yeah, I know.
Egusi soup.
Yeah.
Fufu.
You have
fufu and egusi soup. I ordered.
But those are Nigerian foods, no?
Yeah, they are the only thing that is nearest to African.
Okay. Closest thing to home.
The closest thing to home. Actually, like it's African, but we just don't call them egusi. It's the same thing that we eat in Zimbabwe. But we just don't go. Fufu, it's sadza.
Okay.
So egusi is the same thing.
Yeah.
Egusi.
I've never had it. Yeah. I've never had it, but I've had a lot of reviews. I've had jollof though.
I ordered one of those, but it was tasting like crap, so I ended up throwing it away. Yeah, no. I always had the nice ones, but for some reason the one in Las Vegas is shit.
Is it?
Nah.
Like, did you have a lot of? Is that what you had predominantly when you were at that side? Like a lot of
No. Only after weigh-ins. Come on, I couldn't afford that shit. That shit is expensive, man.
That side, no?
Yeah, it's like fucking $40.
Dang.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Hey. But, I mean, since the last time we spoke, you look much better.
Are we rolling?
Yeah. I mean, you must never... We're always rolling. We're always rolling.
Let me look good again. I mean, I'm happier now, right?
The energy is different. Yeah, you can even see it radiating. How's it been from the last time we spoke, and how are you feeling now?
From the last time we spoke, it's still the same person, just different energy and different frequency I'm moving on now. But at the end of the day, like, I'm feeling good. I'm blessed with an opportunity that I won the fight, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I won the fight, and you know, I should celebrate this and I should be happy because you know what, these things can be taken away from you at any point in time, and you saw that in the last one. I was sad. I mean, I was not really sad, but I was not okay. You know, it was not okay. Yeah, I was not okay. So those things you don't want. When you have this feeling when you win a fight, please do enjoy it because you know what, it can be taken away from you, and do your level best to enjoy the moments when you win because God can only give you more if you have more things to be grateful of. Like it can give you more things to be grateful of if you are grateful of the simple things that He gives you. So I believe and that the more I'm grateful, because sometimes you get angry. Oh, I wanted the finish. Oh yeah, God gave you the win. Do you want the finish or you want to go home with a loss? Yeah. You know. So I'm grateful that I won the fight. As other people have said, I saw some posts on
social media,
on some engaged, whatever you call them, say, oh, we finish fights because people pay a lot of money to whatever come watch you. Great for you, bro. At the end of the day,
was that a sub? You feel like that was a sub?
Of course. Why was it posted this week? Why was it posted this week? Huh? Why was it posted this week? Why was it? Why was the whole African thing involved in it? You know, come on, bro. I'm not stupid. I'm a clever black guy, bro. You know, I might look dark, like I don't have any bright ideas, but trust me, bro, I'm a smart guy too. I know these things. I know they don't like me. You can tell. You can see. go to their social media when the other guys are fighting. You know what they do. When I'm fighting, you know what they do.
True.
You know, when I go sign to the UFC, you can go to this. When I go sign to the UFC, 10 days or 5 days, I can't even remember. The same week I go sign to the UFC, they posted me losing to Leon Maynard. Just tells you what kind of people I'm dealing with, even I'm trying to make peace with them.
There was a newsletter though that like recapped.
No, yeah, because you know what, they're smart, right? They think they're smart.
Down,
it's called bam, it is. I'm not stupid, bro. Like someone said to me, hey man, the way you're so dark, you look like you don't have any bright ideas. I do have them.
Jeez,
So it is. Yeah, I mean, it was a joke, you know. It was a joke, but it is what it is, you know. Like I said to you, I'm not stupid. I know these things. They're trying to diss me. They're trying to, you know, play down my win. And I'm not gonna mention them. They can figure it out.
I mean, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah,
you know, like, and also like maybe I can open some brains, you know. That post was not done. That post was probably shot after my fight, you know.
You think?
Yeah, they wasted time to go to all the way to whatever place it is and get to film that. You know, like, I don't understand this level of hate because all I'm trying to do is to make peace with these guys. I don't know why they still hate me so much and try to rub this shit on me. You know, all I'm trying.
I think it's also because like they have their betting favorites, and we know who.
No, it's not that. People must say the way it is. I think the reason why they probably don't like me because I'm that guy of this descent, if I can say.
I don't think it's that.
No, I'm that guy of this descent that is so vocal. That gave them the hardest time. You know, I'm the guy that never took shit from them. So
yeah, you're definitely opinionated.
Yes, I'm very opinionated, strongly opinionated, and you know, it makes them feel like, what can a guy like this tell us what to do? Why can a guy like this try to make us feel this certain way? And I can feel that. Yes, yeah, they feel like they made me, and I appreciate, you know, I appreciate that. I appreciate the platform that I got, and I'm grateful for that. But also, it's a transaction. When I did that, you got something in return, you know. And I mean, if there was no that, I wouldn't be here. If also maybe I was not here, they wouldn't be there. You know, it is a transaction at the end of the day in life. Sometimes people must understand that. And we need to learn to move on. Like I told you in the last interview that I made peace, let's say, with Sylvester, Nicholas. We had our problem. I made peace because I said to you, it's more for me than for them. And I made peace even with these guys. I went to them and tried to make peace with them. But, you know, after I lost that fight, in the last one, you know what they do? They kept telling me that I was actually having an interview, a talk, myself and the mind and stuff. And this guy, the owner, came there and he's like, hey, losers must not talk. And and I look at him, I'm like, bro, do you really say to me? He's like, no, I'm joking. And he laughed about it. But he already sent his has already sent his message. People don't understand this, man. It's not nice. That's why I like people. Fuck, I don't know.
Let's
not dwell on it because it's not important. Because at the end of the day, it's my platform. I'm global now. I'm not local.
So same time, let's go back in terms of when because you were adamant in terms of you want to fight again in the June time.
I told you I wanted to fight sooner. I wanted to fight sooner.
So when the news broke out that you have a fight, what was that? And like in terms of your reaction and your thoughts in terms of like a fight camp, where you're gonna have it and all of that.
So when the news broke out to you guys, it was already like too late.
You already had.
So basically, what happened after I talked to you was I was thinking of many things, right? Then I ended up going to Miami to train there, and I was already training there. I think 5 weeks when I got the fight or whatsoever. I can't even remember really much, but I had time there. You know, I had found my groove there, and then I messaged my manager. I'm like, because I was about to come back, you know, I was supposed to come back on the 28th of April. So the week before that, you know, you can ask my Coach Valverde, you know, he saw me lying down. Like the week before, I was starting to get sad. Not because of anything, because I knew that if I come home here, I'm going to fail. And secondly, if I come here, I'm coming here with nothing, you know, what must I show? There's nothing for me to show to my kids or to bring for my kids, even to buy them I probably didn't have money to get Uber to the airport, you know, to come back home. So I was like very sad about that, you know. So I was lying down and just thinking to myself. Then actually Coach Valverde passed through me. He's like, I don't know, how did he figure out that I'm thinking about the fight or because He just said to me, the longer that you don't get a fight, the better you get. Themba. That's what he said to me. It's like the longer you wait, the better you become, and the more the more painful it's gonna be for the guy who fights you. That's what he said to me. So I was like, this guy really believes in me. Like Coach Valverde really does. Coach Caesar and Coach Valverde, they really do believe in me. Like you know when someone comes to you and talk man to man, heart to heart, and say to you, you're going to be the first Zimbabwean champion in the UFC. And he says to me this. He has trained many people, and the first time also when I trained there, I was not very good there because I just had a long flight. I landed straight away and went to training. So I was not good. Then 3 days later, I sparred. Then he saw me sparring and did that. He came to me, he's like, I want to be honest with you. I was very worried about you. You're actually way better than I thought. You know? Then he says to me, if you work hard and you listen and we train you a little bit more, you can become a champion. You will become a champion he says, I'm going to tell you, you're going to become a champion from Zimbabwe. So when he said that stuff and said, the longer you wait, then I just said to him, coach, it's okay, rub it off. But I was in the process of trying to message my manager to tell him that, hey, man, I'm ready to fight. I need a fight. You know, if I go back home, it's going to be a problem. You know, I might fail because I'm going back home to be in a worse situation than I was when I left, you know. So I said to him, I need to fight, man. If someone pulls out on the next week card that was like the New York card or something like that,
was that the third?
In the 2 weeks card, like the New York card.
Yeah.
There was another card before that and the other one. Then I said to him, if someone pulls up, please try to get me on the card, you know. I'm ready now to go. I just need to cut weight, you know. I was like 190 pounds. That's, 88 or 87. I don't know. I was 190 pounds then. So I just knew that if I need time to cut weight, but I'll suffer, but I have to do that if I have to do that. So then he says to me, okay, cool, no problem. Then I was like, I'm messaging him. This might not, like, I knew he was going to go. He's like, okay, cool, I'm going to talk to Sean. Then I'm like, screw this. I also have Sean's thing. Then I message Sean. I'm like, I explained to him my situation. I said to him, listen, Sean, I'm going back to Africa next week. My ticket for return is next week, and I would love to fight sooner before that. If there's anything anything in May for me, please let Jason know. I've already told Jason about this as well. Then the following day, my manager hit me up with a message. You know, it's like, brother, can you do this fight? I'm like, oh yes, but I don't want to lie. Like many people would not want to say this thing. I was so nervous, man. Because when I saw the name Takashi Sato, knowing him from what I've seen from him, I was like, damn, they want to fucking try to make me lose or what?
They trying to
they throw it. Because I didn't know where he was coming from. I just knew, I remembered watching this guy fighting Gunda Nelson. Yeah. And in the Gunda Nelson fight, Gunda Nelson was so scared of him, he had to kind of like every time try to shoot and he couldn't engage with him. Because this guy was technically sound when I watched him, you know. So I was like, what the fuck? You know,
trying to get me out.
I know, but now knowing what I know from what I see from the fight, I was like, okay, they were trying to make me win the fight, you know. And how is just my money, and he's always the one that says, I choose the right fight for you, you know. If you let me do my job, you get the right fights, you know. Then I was like, damn, man. So I said to him, I normally, if my manager says to me, there is this fight, I will say yes straight away. Yeah. I said to him, let me speak to my to my coaches. No, I said, let me speak to the coaches so that I can find a way to. But it was a little bit tight, you know. I was like, let me speak to my coaches first. Because also, I knew that this guy is good. So the coaches might be worried also that, you know. So they will say, no, we need more time. So I called Coach Valverde. He was on his way to Las Vegas. He was at the airport. I called him. I'm like, Coach, I got this fight. He's like, he didn't say hesitate or anything. He's like, Themba, this is a good fight for you. I think you will beat this guy. He's like, I say, okay, coach, no problem. He's like, no, before we confirm the fight, I want to hear from you. Do you want to fight this guy, or you need more time to prepare? Do you feel like you're gonna beat this guy? Because that's what I want to know. I don't want to hear anything. I said, yes, coach, I'll beat this guy. Then he's like, okay, cool. Then we take the fight. Then I said, no, but can you speak to Coach Caesar first as well? Then he's like, okay, cool. I'll speak to Coach Caesar. Then I was like, okay, I'm waiting. I said to Jason, I'm waiting for the other coach to confirm too. You know, they are different coaches. Like, they are different. So Coach Caesar is the more brash guy that is like straight to the T, you know? Okay. So I was like, I wanted to hear from him too. Then I called my coach after like 30 minutes. I'm like, Coach, did you speak to Coach Caesar? He's like, no, I didn't speak to him because you said to me you're going to fight the guy. You're taking the fight. So we're taking the fight. You can beat this guy. This is a good fight for you. Then I'm like, let me call Coach Caesar myself. Then I called him.
Yeah.
Then he's like, oh, the guy from Japan. I think he's coming off 3 losses or something like that. The UFC is trying to get you out, to get him out of there. Then I'm like, okay, coach, no problem. We're taking the fight. Then I message us. I'm like, yeah, we're taking the fight. Then
But this is not because like you were scared of it. It's just a matter of like because of what you had gone through, you knew that also like you're also on the line. So
yeah. I knew
Yeah.
it was a risk.
So you're just overthinking. A
Yes, I was thinking the whole lot. It's not like I was scared to fight him. No, man, I'm not scared to fight nobody. I was trying to fight Gilbert Benz if Bilal Muhammad pulled out, you know. It's not all that. It's just like I was just like I knew like it was a risk.
The pressure's on you.
The pressure on me, and it was not a lot of time to prepare for it. But I came back to my head. I'm like, when I fought Joe Cummings, it was one of my best fights. In that fight, I took it on 3 weeks notice. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a better fighter when the guys don't have too much time to prepare for me, because based on what they see, they think I'm not that good. You know, the longer they see me, then they will find out, oh, this guy's really good. So I was like, okay, cool. It's better because you know what? Based on myself, people think I'm not that good because when they see, like, let's say even if the next guy that watches, like I said to you in the last interview, like, someone that will fight next, they'll bank on this fight and think I'm not that good, you know? And then this guy will think, oh, I get tired, you know? Yeah. Because if you don't do your research, I was so sick in this fight, you know? I had flu. So I like the quicker fights, like the 4 weeks notice fight, 5 week notice fight at max, so that, you know, I like the guys not to prepare for me well, you know. They think, because I'm always in shape, I'm always training harder than most of the guys, if not all of them. So I know that I can do well in those situations, you know. So yeah, when the fight was confirmed, straight away I started to like find ways of convincing myself that, hey man, I'm gonna smash this guy. Then in my head, I watched his fight. Normally I don't like watch the fights for my opponents, but for this guy I had to watch, because I said to myself, what did I say when I was coming here? I want to do everything right. Like, this is the first time I did everything right. I listened to the coaches that were telling me how to train, how to think. I didn't listen on the resting part though, when they say to me, hey, rest. They will lock the gym sometimes for me not to go down and train, because they will be like, Themba, you're going to come here and train. We need you to be fresh on Monday. And I'll train. You know me. I'll train or find ways to unlock the gym door or whatever. So there were certain things I didn't listen to, especially on the resting part, because, you know, they were more like, you need to rest. We're training 3 hours straight, and after that we have conditioning 2 hours after. You need to rest sometimes, you know. You don't want to break down before the fight. The most important thing, you have a chance of winning the fight if you make it to the fight. That's the philosophy they have. You have a chance of winning the fight if you make it to the fight. If you get injured before the fight, you don't have a chance at all. Yeah, like, I just realized, you know, I watch his fights and I realized this guy get tagged a lot in his fights, and he make the chicken dance. Even sometimes he doesn't make the chicken dance, but you can kind of feel like he feels the punch. And then I watched his last fight, then I saw, oh, this guy was knocked out by a head kick. But then I went back and rewinded, is he recovered yet or whatsoever? Then I look, oh, you fought in August. Then like 6 months, I'm like, oh, he's recovered, huh? Okay. So I was like, and also I watched his post and everything. I realized, oh, this guy is really motivated. You know, he was motivated.
He also has his back against the wall.
Yeah. So he was really motivated, because after that loss that he had, he posted a picture 3, 4, 5 days after that he was in the gym training again. So I'm like, this is a motivated guy. This is a guy that is trying to come through for everything. He's a dangerous guy to fight, you know. Then I convinced myself, I'm like, this guy, I'm going to knock him out, because I watched the footage. Then I realized he's good. He's got a good left hand. If he hits you with the left hand, you're going to slip, definitely. But then I looked at the other guy that he knocked out in the UFC. But I don't count when you beat guys out of the UFC, you know. You can beat anyone outside of the UFC. When you beat guys in the UFC, then it's like real, you know. So I looked at the guy when he beat the guy in the UFC, and I realized the guys that he beat in the UFC, they took the fight with him on short notice. Then I was like, Jason Wade, he knocked Jason Wade out, but Jason Wade was walking forward like a zombie. You know, then I was like, whatever, man, I'm going to beat this guy. I'm going to knock him out, actually, because he's too confident standing, and his striking is not even that good. You know?
Boom, the fight gets confirmed. Boom, you talk to your coaches about it, and everything is confirmed. Now, it's a matter of you get sick before the fight. How are you feeling with this?
Yeah, man. So basically, like, I had a good training camp, man. I had a very blessed training camp, if I have to say in an honest way, because the training camp was so good to a point where, like, I was like, what the hell is happening, you know? Because you always see people say, oh, you always have something, an ego or something when you go into a fight. But I didn't have none. You know, so I was like, damn, this is too good to be true.
I'm feeling way too good.
Yeah, man, like it was too good to be true.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of like made up injuries in my head, like, okay, this is this is my injury. You know, like those type of things. I mean, you play these things in your head. If you're trying to achieve something great, you always play with your head. You know, you never settled. You always moving in your head and thinking many things in your head.
Yeah.
So basically, like, I had a good training camp. I had everything. This was the best shape I've ever been in my life. You know. Oof. Mentally, physically, and everything. Yeah, this was the best shape I've ever been in my life. You know, like I always train hard. For it. I was. If I fought anybody on that day, I was gonna beat them.
You were super hungry for it, like the.
Yeah, bro. Like, you know, I wanna tell you something about Miami. Miami is a very tempting city.
In terms of the nightlife, or what?
It's Miami, baby. Dale. Come on. You know, it's Miami. Yeah. Bro, like, I want to tell you something. Miami is a very tempting city, you know. See, first thing about Miami, there's a lot of, like, these hot people.
Girls, yeah.
You know, and they, you know, like, me being me, Themba, like, I even say to people, like, I joke like this, I'm like, I'm only ugly in Africa. You know, America, I'm hot. You know, I'll be honest with you, these women, they'll come and throw themselves to me.
Yeah.
And be like, you know, like, then I'll be like, I'm married. Every time, like, I'll say, then, like, you know, it's a tempting city. Like, I don't want to lie to you. If we are not mentally strong, bro, like, in Miami, you're going to get lost. I think that's why, like, some fighters from Africa, when they go there, they don't do so well in Miami because, bro, you can get lost. Bro, you can get lost very easily. You know, like, I don't encourage anyone to go and have a training camp in Miami. Israel, if you fight in the UFC. Bro, the girl, like, I want to elaborate everything. It's not because I'm interested in girls whatsoever, but I want to say everything, why I was so mentally strong for this fight. These women, they come and throw themselves to you. Then you resist that. That's the first thing. Then it's a beautiful city. There's always all these nice sceneries. Luckily, I was broke, so I didn't have time to go to anywhere. And then I was offered so many jobs that pay so much money because people would see, oh, this guy don't have money. They will offer you jobs that they can pay you so much money.
And isn't how, like, what type of jobs were you offered?
Any kind of jobs. In the gym there, I was offered to coach certain classes, many classes. Okay. I ended up refusing most of them because I was like, I'm in camp. I don't want to focus. I came here to America to focus on myself and not anyone. I only trained one kid that I trained every Saturday because, you know, they helped me when I was very low. Okay. They came and trained with me, and they were paying me $25. Then that helped me, you know. So I kind of like, I will keep this one guy just to open my brain every Saturday. But all the, like, you get offered jobs, bro. Like, I was offered to take, like, many classes, you know, between the classes, and I was like, no, man, I don't want to give my energy away. For this camp, I want to take energy. I need to
focus on me.
Yeah, I said, this is for taking. This energy is taking because I'm used to people just taking energy from me. So, yeah, so I'm trying to be selfish. So I said to the guy, please, man, I don't want. They'll say, no, we offer you this money because people like to train with me. Whether where I am, here in South Africa or in Miami, they love training with me, bro. Like, it's crazy. So you get that temptation too. Then you have these people, the rich people in Miami. I met some top rich people like in Miami that like me because maybe because of my personality of who I am as well. They like me. They will try to offer you, Themba, come for a drink, come for lunch. Let's go play golf. Let's go do this. Yeah. You know, these are top people. And I refused those things too. I said, nope, I'm not doing that.
It's not the right time.
Yes, right, people will come on the weekend and say, let's go. Don't worry about paying anything. We'll take you to the beach. Let's go chill by the beach. I said, no. You know, those type of things that I was doing in Miami. So my mind was bulletproof, bro. Like, for this fight, my mind was was bulletproof. There was nobody that was going to be able to beat me. And that's why, like I said to you, I don't want to make any friends in Miami. And I made it very clear even at the press conference. I don't want to make any friends in Miami because this recipe that I had, I'm going to keep it forever. The minute I feel some type of way, hey, maybe it's time for me to excuse myself from Miami. Yeah. But for me, like, when I get there, I know. That's why, like, when I'm here, I'm chilling now. Training once a day whatsoever to just maintain the fitness, whatever. Yeah. But because I know what happens when I get there. When I get there, it's all business, work, and the focus that you have, bro. Like, you become so superhuman. Like, you can almost predict anything that you want. Like, I live in the gym, sleep upstairs, go downstairs to train, and that's about it. That's about it. There were days like I would fast from seeing the sun. You know, like, I would not go outside. I would not go outside. There were days I would stay inside where I'm like, I don't want to see the sun. Today I don't want to see the sun. Even the coach will say in the conditioning, some days will say, run outside. I'll go to him and explain to him, I'm fasting. It's from what? I'm like, from the sun. He's like, I respect that. And don't do it. Don't go outside. Yeah. Just run until there and come back, because I wanted to get to those moments where I can actually remove any type of pleasure you can get in life. And I did that, and I managed to do that, and that's why the results were so great. And coming back to your question about the flu was what it was, It was a test for me, in my opinion, in the way that I think. When you get those things on the day when you fight, it's a test. It's not just you are getting the flu so that you can get a flu. Yeah. Like, people don't even know. The night before, but this happened to everybody, including my opponent. The night of the weigh-ins, whatever, we had a fire alarm at the hotel, and everyone had to be evacuated from the hotel. You have to get out of the hotel and sit outside for I don't know how many hours, and you're cutting weight. Yeah. And you're cutting weight, and then, because they didn't know where the fire was coming from, because they had a big fire scare, And we had to sit outside, and I was just like, fuck, I hope my opponent is fine. That's what I was thinking about. I said, I hope my opponent is fine.
I hope this fight doesn't get cancelled.
Yes, you don't want the fight to get cancelled, because then you think, fuck, damn, I don't have money. If I go home, it's going to be a problem, So I was like, I don't know, man. It's a tricky one. I wanna fight. Yeah. I literally, when they did this fire escape thing, you know what I did? I took my bag, I put my gum guard and my ball guard in the bag, and I left with that on my thing. I'm like, I know whatever happens, if the whole hotel, if the hotel burns down, I have my gum guard and I have my ball guard. And then when I went outside, I wanted to look for my opponent to make sure that he has got his ball guard and he's got his gum guard. So that the fight does not get cancelled and we don't miss anything, So then we got that out of the way, the fire scare. Then the flu came. Actually, I think I got sick the day before the weigh-ins, because I started feeling my nose getting blocked. And then we were at this hotel, and the casino people smoke cigarettes. So I thought people, the cigarettes were making me have this thing.
Yeah, they're getting to you.
Yeah, but then I only realized later that it was flu. The morning of the day of the fight at 3 a.m. I was like, damn, bro. I woke up with a headache on my face. That was the first thing. Then I looked at the time, I see it's 3 a.m. Then I'm like, this is a recipe for disaster. If you don't sleep enough, you are bound to get knocked out. And you have this flu. Now you can't push a lot in the fight. Then on top of the flu, I have the headache, and then I started questioning many things. I'm like, maybe I have the flu because I'm not hydrated properly. So I drank a little bit of water. Then, I prayed as much as I could, man. In that moment, I'm like, God, why me now, You know my situation, I cannot go back home without a fight. And also, having that said, I'm coming off a loss. I need to get this, and I'm prepared. And I'm like, fuck it. I must call my manager and tell him maybe they must move the fight next week. Then I thought to myself, fuck, they might not do that, And also if I tell them, it was so crazy. And I started thinking to myself, fuck, why me now, in the middle of the whole thing. I'm like, why me now? So my flight booked to come back here by the UFC, obviously. I was like, okay, cool. If I go back home, I don't have anything too. So fuck, I'm gonna fail, And the UFC not gonna pay you if you don't fight. Unfortunately, you don't fight, you're not gonna get paid. And also coming back to myself with the history that I have had before, where I fought Dave Mazani with gastro, where I was so sick, and I ended trying to please people, trying to be the tough guy. I ended up getting knocked out in that fight because I was so dehydrated. So it came to play in my head. I'm like, I need to do something. I need to either tell the UFC that I have flu, then they can maybe put me on a drip or something to get away this flu. But then I thought to myself, the medicals that we did on the day of the weigh-ins, the lady asked me, did you have any cough, any signs of cough in the past few days? Then I know if I say I have flu, they're going to cancel the fight, definitely, because those guys are very fragile there in America. They're not like here where they will say toughen up. No. Okay. Bro, like you say, they think that's it. No, they just think also for the safety of the opponent, And apparently I should have disclose that I was sick, apparently, because apparently, like, the opponent has to also say, yes, it's fine, he can fight with me. So I don't know if I'm in trouble whatsoever. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying to say is, when I got sick, I realized, it was a test for me, like I realized I've had a good camp. I've trained so hard. I don't have any injury. The God is just trying to throw this test to me to see if I really believe and have faith in him, Then I just said to myself, screw this. I'm going to win this fight. I'm going to fight. Then I bought my medicine at like 3 a.m., got the medicine, dropped at the front desk. Then I had to have a mission to go and try to take this medicine without anyone seeing me. Because I didn't want my teammate who was in the room with me to see me. I didn't want my opponent or anybody to see me picking up this medicine. Then they will know there's something, So I kind of like sneaked and got the medicine, put the Vicks, because you can't take any flu medicine because they've got steroids, and, you get tested. And funny enough, on that day, I got tested a lot more than normal, On the day of the fight, I got tested more than other people. I don't know why, So I basically ended up getting the Vicks, put it in the shower, in the tub, then kind of like smell the vapor, whatever you call it. Then I was feeling better. Then the headache started going away. Then I went back to bed and slept. Woke up at like 7:30 in the morning, and I was like, I set my alarm for 10 o'clock because I was like, I need to cover up the sleep I didn't have, because my clock-in time was 11 a.m. So I thought if I wake up at 10, I'm not gonna train at anything because of my circumstances. I'll just eat my breakfast and then go and fight because I need to clock in at 11. The bus picks me up at 11. I'm fighting at 1 o'clock. There's not a lot of time. So I was like, then I woke up at like 10:30. I was so pissed off about that. But then I ended up going to eat, and I tried to hide away that I was sick to my coaches and the thing. But the coaches actually, after the fight, told me that, no, we knew you were sick. Something was wrong because your voice changed. And we didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to say anything too to you, Then when I woke up, I was like, I was ready. When I woke up from the dream that I had on the second sleep, I was like, fuck this, I'm going to fuck this guy up. But it's just like a small gift I have, I think. Like I kind of see things before they happen sometimes. Like literally I had a dream how do I say it? Training with Takashi on the same mats, and I kept taking his back. And our game plan with this fight was never to go to the ground or take him down. Our game plan was literally to do stand up with him. Because we were trying to take him down at the later stage because he's not that great at standing. So we had our game plan to stand with him because he knew that we were going to try to take him down. We were going to try to fake takedowns and beat him up standing, So I kept dreaming. I had this dream where I kept taking his back, and we were training on the same mats. And it was like we were training on the same mats, but we were preparing to fight each other. Then I went to Coach Velvet. I'm like, Coach, this guy is not strong at all. He's very weak, and every time I'm taking his back, he's not defending. He's not good enough. Maybe we should just change our game plan, and I must take him down. Then in the fight, when I grabbed him, it was like deja vu. I'm like, fuck, this guy's not strong.
I've been here before.
Yeah, it's like a deja vu. I've been here before. Like everything that happened in the fight is exactly the same way I dreamt
You
it.
pictured it,
Yeah, so it was like, the Michael Bisping type of visualization where you visualize like exact time that you're going to break the world record. Like that was exactly like that, that time, like, I don't know, maybe like when you get to that level of being so spiritual and level of focus, like some type of those visions, they come to you, they are shown to you, like, like even when he was reversing me positions, like the only thing I give to him is the hip throw, man. That motherfucker threw me on my head. The hip throw. But even you could see, like when he threw me the first time, I straight away got up and took his back because it was so easy for me, that it was not that strong for me, And besides the hip throw or anything, like there was nothing for me there. Even in the clinch, the reversals, it was me doing those reversals. It was me doing those reversals to make it entertaining because I was like, he's so weak in grappling. Why must I do standing with him? So I wanted to keep the referee busy, and I'll reverse the positions myself. I would reverse the position sometimes myself to put him in a good position. I'm like, you can't stay here too long. I need to get you. I need to get out of here. Yeah,
Damn. So like with this one, I remember in the AJ thingy fight, you said that his body type was weird. Did you feel that in preparation for Sato, like did he have any like a weird feel in terms of his body type and all of that?
So I want to tell you this, people might get rubbed the wrong way whatsoever, but if I fought this guy Takashi and I trained here in Africa, I was gonna lose. And I'm that humble, and I'm gonna say it. If I trained for this guy and I was training here in Africa, I was going to lose. Yeah, I'm going to tell you this because you know what? During fight camp, like I was training with bigger guys. I was even training all the way to heavyweights, with heavyweights, you know, wind.
real?
Yes. A former NFL player who's very good at fighting. I was training with him, wind, you know, and you know, you get used to I was training with this guy, man. He's like 3-0. His name is Richard Mayo. He's gonna be in the UFC definitely in the future. He's good. He's good, bro, and he's strong too. Like, this kid is so good that, like, I don't know. I don't even want to say much, you know, but he's very good, you know, and he's very strong too. You know, he's Cuban, but he's very strong. You know, Cubans are strong, right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
we've seen
Yoel Romero.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's strong, bro. And so I was used to this type of strength already, where I'm like, this guy is strong, you know, but I'm used to this. And Richard and him has got similar body type.
Yeah.
And like nothing scared me when I saw Takashi. I was just like, bro, I've seen this many times already. And when I grabbed him, that's why I felt so weak, probably, you know. And if I trained for this fight in Africa, I was gonna lose. And I'm humble to say this. People don't want to hear this, and some people don't want to say things the way they are. I'm gonna say the way they are, and it does not make me weak. It does not make me strong. It just makes me being real.
Yeah. So, boom, the fight going into the decision. How are you feeling? Do you feel like I've got this in the bag? Are you nervous about the results?
No.
How are you feeling?
No, it was clear I won all the rounds. If he didn't reverse me with that knockdown that I think the referee should have stopped, that I also blame myself of this pity that I have of people. Yeah. You know, I have this pity sometimes of people, because when you know, I told you before, like, you know, I have to change that mindset, you know, where I don't want to hate people more during fights, because if these guys are in my position, they'll do that to me, you know? Because when I dropped him, literally, the referee was kind of sleeping. When you look at it, the referee was not in the fight. His mind was not there. Because when I dropped him, I saw this guy going and his head bouncing there. I'm like, stop it. I don't want to hit him again. Then I realized this motherfucker is not stopping this shit. And this guy's kind of trying to come up. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I need to go and hit, you know? And I should have hit him in a better way, but, you know, I was just like, fuck. You know, then I kind of like threw punches that woke him up a little bit. Then he reversed me. If it was not because of that reversal, it was going to be a 10-8 round, you know. If I stayed on top and did what I had to do. But he reversed me, and I got tired because my heart rate went so high, you know, with the excitement of the knockdown and with the excitement of I'm about to finish the fight with all the energy that you spend. So I was a little bit tired. Then he reversed me whatsoever, but I never allowed him to stay in dominant position for too long. So I knew I had won every round. I was not. You can see the body language. When the fight finished, I was tired, but I knew already. He was crying on the floor. He knew that his job probably is gone. I bless him. I hope the UFC keeps him for one more, because he's a good fighter, to be honest with you. The losses might be losses, but he has lost to Bilal Muhammad. Where is Bilal Muhammad right now?
I mean, he's about to fight for the championship.
Thank you. And where is who else did you? Miguel Baez. Miguel Baez is a good fighter. So Gunnar Nelson. Like, Gunnar, I would like to fight Gunnar Nelson next. I don't know. But like, it's a good fight. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to call him out. It is what it is. It's going to happen naturally, like Sean Shelby and the UFC want it to be. You know, let the journey just do itself.
Unfold itself,
Yeah.
And then you get to meet one of your idols, Michael Bisping. How was that?
You know, when I was standing next, I didn't get to meet. He's not my idol, man. I'm.
But I mean, what
my idol is Kobe Bryant. Maybe Michael Jordan as well. But it's like, he's not my idol. But, you know, like, I don't know. You know, my whole life I've never been starstruck. That was the first time I was so starstruck. You know, like, I'm looking at this guy. He's asking me a question, but I'm looking at him. I'm looking at his beard. I'm looking at his face. I'm like, damn, he's so smooth skin. You know, like, you know, those type of things.
Analyzing everything.
I'm learning. Then he's asking me this question. I'm not even listening to him. I'm like looking at him. And I'm like, bro.
You're trying to catch your breath.
Then I'm like, bro, I can't believe I'm standing right next to Michael Bisping, man. I couldn't believe it because, you know, they count. Fuck. You know, like, you know, you might not idolize these guys, you might not look up to these guys, but, you know, when you see someone so much on TV and you don't ever have to meet him in person.
You never think,
you never. I mean, I'm the star of the show. He's the guy that is doing the commentary. But when I met him, he felt like he was the guy doing the star. He was the star of the show for me. So I was like, damn, I'm next to Michael Bisping, bro. And this is in the cage. I don't know what he had said about me during the commentary because he said, "Damn, this Themba guy is gonna he looks like he's gonna be a problem in this division."
Yeah.
So then when I went back again and watched the fight, and he says something about, and Michael Bisping does not really say a lot of nice things about a lot of people in the fights, you know.
And also, he's like, I like his commentary because I don't feel like he's biased.
No, there's no time he's biased. He's not even said a good thing about his own countryman. What's his name? Patty Pimblett.
Yeah.
Patty Pimblett even said, hey, Patty's going to have a problem in this division whatsoever. With me, he says, this guy looks like he's going to be a problem. So I was so, when I heard that, then after the fight, he came to me when he was leaving, and he was talking, he's like, hey, we talked, and I couldn't believe that shit because I was like, damn.
This is Bisping.
Yeah, bro, like, it was this whole thing was a dream, you know, like, I'm so pissed off that, you know, my phone died. Because...
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I mean, after taking that whole picture with him, my phone died, man, and these guys didn't want to let me go back into the arena to charge my phone. And then Dana White arrives there. Then, you know...
The boss man.
Yes, bro, and Dana having to come and say, hey, man, I heard your story from Hunter Campbell, please keep it going. Bro, and fuck, it was like, I'm rushing, you know, like...
Yeah, everything's just like,
yeah, man, right like, I saw Dana like this, you know, he shake my hair, you know, like this.
Yeah.
It's crazy, you know. It's
like also in terms of like the turn of events, like how everything just kind of turned around for you to be in that moment now, you know. Like I feel like it would be something that you super excited for. You really would try to embrace, you know. Take it all in, soak it all in, and like be in that moment. At that time.
I was most like I understand what you're saying, but like I want to tell you, I was starstruck seeing him, Michael Bisping, and then I was starstruck seeing Dana. Because I was just hanging around, but they wouldn't allow me to go back like into the event to watch the fight. So I was standing by the reception, and then I'm waiting for my teammate that was watching the fight because you know this guy came to help me the whole week, and the only best thing I could do for him is to get the ticket, you know.
Yeah,
and normally they don't give tickets at the Apex. And I was so lucky that I just asked for the ticket, and luckily these guys like me, they say, okay, cool, Themba, we'll get you a ticket for your teammate. But they wouldn't allow me to go back into the thing because they're like, if you don't have a ticket, and even if you fought, you go back to the hotel. Like, straight away after the fight with the UFC, you go to the hotel. Okay. So I went to the hotel, did my dressing up, and you know, looked good.
Freshen up,
Yeah. Then my coach said, yeah, go back to the thing, go enjoy with Victor. My coaches were drinking in the hotel. They're like, yeah, you must drink. Bro, like when we left the fights, you know, the coaches asked, this is how much it meant to them, bro. Like, I want to say this because people must understand why I love this guy so much. You know, the coach was so real with me, Coach Valverde. When he arrived there, because they didn't arrive the whole week. They were not there the whole week. He arrived on Thursday. You know what the first thing he says to me?
What did he say?
He says, Themba, I don't know how you're going to beat this guy, but I know you're going to fuck this guy up somehow. Oof. Then I said to him, yes, coach. He's like, and you must do it for your family. And he's like putting that pressure on him. I mean, it's like, yes, you must do it for your family. And you know, this guy is from Japan. This is what he says to me. This guy's from Japan. He's had a good life, probably lives nice in Miami. You live in the gym. You are from Africa. You have suffered more than him. This guy, you must beat him, Themba. Then he's like, also, I'm going to tell you with me. I'm very honest with you, Themba. If I didn't believe in you, I would have stayed home and sent someone to corner you. You are doing this for yourself and your family, but you are doing this for my family too. Because I could be with my family right now and spending time with my family, but I chose to come and help you so that you can beat this guy. So please do it for our families, you know? Those are that's why, like, you know, this... I've never gotten that before.
Yeah, no one has ever told it to you like that.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I've never had that before in my whole career, you know. You know, last time when I lost, you go through the other side on a bus. So when you
go through the back door?
Yeah, you use the back door on a bus. You know, there's not a lot of time for you. There's no this drug test after. Yeah. There's no this media. Bro, I was so, like, by the time you get to the press conference, there's so much things that you do, bro. I didn't even know. You go through the medicals, then you have to give away your shirt and sign it off. Then they have to take a picture with you and it. Yeah. Then you go do the pictures again. Those pictures again.
Yeah, the one where you with the coaches and all that. Yeah.
Yes, you do the pictures again. Yeah. Then you go to the other media where the lady is asking you some type of questions in the back. Then they'll say, okay, come, your press conference time is here. Yeah. By the time I go to the press conference, the fight was done. The fight after me was done.
For real?
I was like, fuck, you're taking away my time on the press conference. They're like, no, don't worry. That person is doing the same procedure as you.
They also go through it,
you know? Yeah. So after that, you go home with the limo, not the bus. You're balling.
This is something that you didn't have before.
Oh, my God.
You didn't even know that. I mean, you obviously wouldn't know because, like, the result didn't go your way.
Yeah, you wouldn't know these
Yeah.
things, but I got into the limo. The limo driver's like, here's champagne for you. For real? Yeah. But I didn't drink it, obviously. Yeah, but it was surreal, man. I'm grateful that,
That whole experience, nah.
the whole experience was good.
Boom, you revealed that you had $7 left in your bank account.
Yeah, I had $7 left in my bank account and $7.49. So I lied. It was not $7. $7.49 left in my bank account. So I didn't think I would get to that point where I didn't have that type, I didn't have money like that. So it was just it is what it is. It's life. I went in there and fought. I came out of that fight with more money than I had going in.
Yeah.
So, now I'm not getting taxed 30% like my last fight. I want to explain this, people will think, oh, where was your money when you from the last fight?
Yeah, you
You're
have
like,
a gym.
oh, you have a gym?
Yeah.
So I want to explain this so that everybody can understand this, Because you know what? Nobody actually cares to see and listen. Now, listen to me.
Sure.
So, for the last fight, for the first fight in the UFC, you want to give everything. I made sure that I trained as hard as I could. I spent so much money on everything. And on top of that, I have this gym that I do not make money out of.
You finance.
I finance.
You had spoken about
And
that.
then on top of that, I have a flight that I was paying for those guys to stay that I pay from my own pocket.
Yeah.
They only started paying from their pocket now after my loss. Do you understand? That I pay for those guys.
Yeah.
I'm adding 15,000 here sometimes, 17,000 for this place to stay afloat. And then I have to pay, I think it's 7,000 rand for the flat. And then at times even I would buy groceries for those boys.
For the guys, yeah.
For the guys.
flats, yeah.
And these people, people don't understand these things and they don't hear these things. So this is what I go through.
And you still don't require anything from them?
I don't require anything but appreciation, though.
Yeah.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
Gratitude. I'm a human being. I require gratitude to say thank you, or also result being thank you. I'm a human being at the end of the day. If I do something nice for you, please say thank you.
Yeah.
Or show me.
That you appreciate.
Yeah, show me.
Yeah.
I show my appreciation. But obviously, people are different. Show their gratitude differently.
So that's clarifying the why you didn't have money.
Yeah, so I gave everything to other people. And for me as well, for the fight camp. Then, when you lose your fight, I'm on a standard 10 to 10 UFC contract, So when you fight and you're a foreigner in America, you lose, you get $10,000. Then after you get $10,000, 30% is gone from the taxman. Then you got to pay your manager 10%. That's 40% gone. Then they deduct $2,000 again from my pay because why? I had 2 other extra coaches come with me that the money was taken away from my pay. And for the hotel room as well, I had to pay. So I end up coming home with nothing. And straight away, you fought on the 18th of thing. By the time you get here, the gym rent is due. So you end up broke, bro. Do you understand?
Too many deductions. Yeah.
There's too many deductions, and people don't understand this, and people don't understand where my frustration sometimes come from. Let's say the decision to close out this gym. They don't understand these things. They just wanna fucking think their way and make a judgment where you don't even help. Then until that's why I was broke, because I gave so much, so much from an empty well, These guys would tell you, most of these guys, they never once slept without food. I buy their food most of the time, I until my fight, I used to buy their food. Some even sometimes to go and do shopping for clothes. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
I have my 2 girls at home. There were times I would even have fights at my house where I'm taking a lot from my kids and trying to give these guys all this, all that. So this part actually, I wanted to explain this on a local media where people must understand that I give so much. And if you think otherwise, some people think they see. So the side of person of Themba that people see is a person that is, according to people, arrogant, full of shit. But it's good. It's a how that thing. Everyone else is entitled to their own opinion. All I know about myself, and I will say it direct, I'm a very difficult person to deal with, firstly, because I am very misunderstood by many people. And secondly, I'm vocal. I'm vocal. That's why the local people don't like me, because I'm vocal. I say my opinion. Whether you are rich, poor, black or white, Indian, colored, I don't care who you are. If I feel like I should say something to you, I'll say that to you. And most people get very offended because they don't expect a person like me to be telling them those type of things that I say, to say things that I say in their face. And and it makes people uncomfortable. Mostly, like, more people don't even hate me. It's just like I make people uncomfortable because they don't know where they stand with me. Because I'm not going to make you feel uncomfortable if you disrespect me, or if you undermine me, or if you think you're smarter than me, if you think you're ahead of me. You know, if I can pick up those type of traits, if you are selfish, if I can pick up any of those traits, if I'm grateful or something like that, I will pick up those things, you know. And if I can pick up those things, like this thing I was telling you about, that post that was made this week, you might not know, but now I'm explaining to you. Maybe it will come and ring bells in your head, you know. So I can pick up those small things like that, and it rubs people certain way, and also having to be the way I am, Themba, coming from where I come from to be where I am. Some people, like, they don't even, like, it's not hurting me. It's just like, you know, hey man, we are in this bucket. Please, can you come back and be with us? Because if we can't have that, you should not have that too. That's the thing. The crab mentality too. You know, these are my people. The other group of people, it's all about, we cannot have a guy like this telling us what to do. Like some people, they got offended with my press conference that I said Israel Adesanya is my hero, or I said these certain coaches are like this, are like this. It's not about them. It's about me telling my story the way I want to tell it, and how you take it is your problem. You know, how you how you feel about me saying what I say, it's your problem. And if I make you feel uncomfortable, please excuse yourself in my life, you know? Like I would. Please excuse yourself in my life, you know? Like if you feel uncomfortable with me saying certain things and and I can see sometimes, even, let's say, like I said to you, like with people around me, like I told you last time, I said to you, I feel like I'm around a lot of people but alone. Do you understand? You remember that? Yeah. And this is before the fight. And now that I am now excluding myself from all the people, and now everybody kind of start feeling like they have an opinion on me, they don't know the pain I had. They don't know me crying. They don't know me crying every fucking single day in Miami. They don't know me being broke in Miami leading up to this fight. They don't know the emotions that I went through. These things I've been, you know, I kind of like let it go. But I'm a guy that will speak about it after. Yeah. I'll let it go. I know how to handle my business. I'll put that business aside. But after that, if I need to address that and I need to say that, I will address that, because it's not cool. Yeah. It's not cool to be the guy that gives so much and do so much for other people. And all they couldn't, like some of these guys, they wouldn't even come and say, hey, man, I think you can still come back, man. You know, some of them would... And so, like, without knowing, get used by some people with fucking these demonic versions of themselves, get used by them to kind of entice me, kind of like rub this lust in my face, kind of like make me want to like feel like I must drown. And like I said to you, like the only way I can get away from this whole situation, because this type of negativity will always be there. These negative people will always be there, because these negative people are uncomfortable with their lives. They don't take risks in their lives. Yeah. No, none of these people, like 99% of them, they want to live on the comfort side of life. You know, no one gets, like some of them, they don't get nervous. I mean, who gets nervous going to a 9 to 5, right? Are you gonna get nervous to go to your job? Come on, man. You know, like you don't have those type of feelings, you know. And some of them, they hate what they do. And when they hate what they do and they see a guy like me, vocal, speaking his mind, because they cannot speak their own minds, they are scared to be judged, then they hate. The only thing they can do is to hate that person, and they want to drag that person down. So it is not nice what happened. It is not nice what's happening, because now I'm in the process of trying to close this gym on Wednesday.
I was going to ask that, like, what's the stance there? Are you still trying to close the gym? Of
course, I'm closing it. But like Demar is trying to find people that he can partner with, whatever. Because I'm the owner of this gym. I'm 100% owner of this gym right now, you know. The only way I'm going to, like, that's why I can make this decision straight away and say, I'm going to close this gym, you know. So he's trying to get some people to, because
Invest
he
in
wants
it.
to still train, to invest in it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to give away my gym for free. I'd rather close and go in debt than keeping it and trying to help and impress people that will some of them will not be grateful, you know. Because when I was in America, 3 days before my fight, I had a landlord calling me for this gym, and I said to these guys, please, can you make sure the regime rentals is paid? 3 days before your fight, you're focusing on your fight. Now I'm having a landlord
Getting
calling me,
told about
about
that's
rent.
true.
Can you imagine how much you feel? So this make me so angry, me as a person, that my back is almost against the wall. I'm taking this risk and all that, and now I have to have these phone calls from the landlord saying this, and I feel like then some guys are not considerate, you know. Consider me, come on, bro. I've been considerate to everybody for the past 5 years. I've been having everybody on my back. I'm not a guy that gives up in life, but sometimes God puts certain things and positions in your life for you. Remember, things happen for you, not to you. And what happened in the past was happening for me. I'm in a great place, great training, great coaches, and great country. Like, let's say UFC does not work out for me. I can tell you this now. If I stop fighting and I open a gym or any business I want in America, I will become I can become a multi-millionaire, because I know what I know about America. It's a country that gives you opportunities and chances. And if you have a work ethic and a mind like mine, you can become anything. And I know, no matter what I choose to do besides fighting, I will make it in life.
Yeah.
I will make it. I've always made it, and I will make it in life. So it is what it is, man.
In closing, do you have like your stance in terms of, like, because the last time you said you wanted to go and train with other gyms? Is that still the case? Are you still open?
Sorry, man.
Are you still open to doing that?
No. I try to do that. It does not work. A lot of, like I said to you, energy is very important to me, and energy is very it's an important thing to me. I will not here. I'm training with few people. I'm training here. I'll tell you, Nomeva. He's my brother. Was I happy with him leaving me at the thing after the fight, after my loss, going to the party? I was not. Did I tell him and speak to him? I did. Do you understand? Sloan, I'll train with him. Was I happy with him doing going to train straight away after my fight and going to the party after the fight? No. But you know what? I spoke to him, you know, and he understands, and he didn't take it like for himself, you know.
But yeah, it's good to see you again, Themba. Hopefully
you,
again we can do this next time when you're back again, and then we can have this keep the series going, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna keep on working hard, and I'm gonna become a champion in 2024. That's one thing I can tell you on your episode here. I'm gonna become a champion in 2024, knowing what I know, doing what I do. God bless me with good health. I'll become a champion in 2024. I know this. I can feel this. I know this. You know, I know this. I don't know who I'm fighting next. God will give me the fight that needs to be happening. But
2024 is the mark now.
2024, I'll become the champion.
Shee!
It is what it is.
Sure. Themba.
Thank you, bro.
Good.
Oh, that's fighting talk.